At my sister's luxurious wedding, my parents demanded that I give up my penthouse for their new family. Mom screamed, "Selfish children don't deserve success." Dad added, "Your sister's kids need real homes." Sister sneered, finally getting what I've always deserved. When I refused, she slapped me hard in front of 200 guests. Everyone started laughing. I didn't cry. I chose the revenge that would silence them forever. The champagne flute trembled in my hand as I watched my sister Tanya glide across the marble floor of the grand ballroom at the Ritz-Carlton, her custom Vera Wang gown trailing behind her like liquid silk. 200 guests had gathered to witness her fairy tale wedding to Nathan, a successful investment banker she'd met just 8 months ago. The irony wasn't lost on me that she was marrying for money while demanding mine. I'm Elena, 32 years old, and I've worked my ass off to get where I am today. While Tanya was busy playing house with various boyfriends throughout her 20s, I was pulling all-nighters in law school, then grinding through 70-hour weeks at a top Manhattan firm. 5 years ago, I took the biggest risk of my life and started my own practice specializing in corporate litigation. It paid off spectacularly. Last year, I closed a settlement that netted me enough to buy a penthouse overlooking Central Park. The penthouse that everyone now seemed to think belonged to them. "Elena, darling, you look absolutely radiant." My mother, Diane, approached with her signature fake smile, the one she reserved for when she wanted something. Her silver hair was perfectly coiffed, and she wore a navy dress that probably cost more than most people's rent. "We need to have a little family chat." My stomach dropped. Family chats in the Morrison household were never good news. "Mom, it's Tanya's wedding day. Can't whatever this is wait?" "Actually, no." My father, Robert, materialized beside her, his face stern. At 58, he still commanded attention in his tailored tuxedo, but his eyes held that familiar disappointment that had followed me throughout childhood. "We've been discussing your living situation." "My living situation?" I set down my champagne, suddenly needing both hands free. "What about my living situation?" "Well, honey," Mom's voice took on that sickeningly sweet tone, "you know how Tanya and Nathan are starting their family. They're going to need more space than that tiny apartment Nathan has been renting." I blinked. "They're not even pregnant yet, Mom." "But they will be soon." Tanya's voice carried across the small circle as she joined us, her new husband's arm wrapped around her waist. At 28, she was undeniably beautiful with her auburn hair and green eyes, but there was something calculating in her expression that made my skin crawl. "We're planning to start trying right away." "Congratulations," I said carefully. "I'm sure you'll find a lovely place to raise your family." "We already have," Tanya said, her smile sharp. "We want your penthouse." The words hit me like a physical blow. "Excuse me?" "Now, Elena, before you get all defensive," Dad jumped in, his voice taking on that patronizing tone he used when he thought he was being reasonable. "Think about this logically. You're a single woman. You don't need all that space. Tanya